What is the value of x in the solution to the system of equations below? So here's my system of equations, and a system just means that there's more than one equation happening at the same time. So I have two equations happening at the same time. They want to know what is x. So one of these x choices is going to be x. The easiest way to do this is to set this up as an elimination problem. So let me first rewrite the problem. 15x minus 12y equals 13. 30x plus 9y equals 4. So I know elimination isn't something that we got to go over a whole lot, but elimination is where you line up your two variables. So my x's are all together, my y's are together, my numbers are together, and then I'm going to try to get opposites for my variables, like a positive 2 and a negative 2, a positive 10 and a negative 10. 15 and 30 are not opposites. Negative 12 and positive 9 are not opposites either. So I need to force my equations to become opposites. So right here, immediately I'm thinking that 15, if I multiply it by 2, will give me 30, which is close. I want the opposite of 30, which is negative 3. So I'm going to take this whole top equation and multiply it by negative 2. When I do that, I'm going to multiply everything in here by negative 2. I'm going to get negative 30x, because negative 2 times 15x is negative 30x. I'm going to get positive 24y, because a negative 2 times a negative 12 gives me a positive 24, equals. And then 13 times negative 2, I get negative 26. The reason why I did that is now, if I compare this equation to my bottom equation, 30x plus 9y equals 4, now when I look at this, I notice that my x's are actually opposites. One's negative 30x and one's positive 30x. Here's why that matters. I'm going to add vertically, and when I start adding up and down, a negative 30x and a positive 30x, those two cross out. They get eliminated. That's why we call this the elimination method. So I have no more x's. They're eliminated. Positive 24 plus positive 9, I get positive 33y. And then negative 26 and a positive 4, I add those together, I get a negative 22. All right. So now I'm going to solve for y, divide both sides by 33. So divide this side by 33. Divide this side by 33, and I get y equal to negative 22 over 33. Plug that in the calculator. Negative 22 over 33. I get negative 0.66666. I want that as a fraction. I want it reduced. So I'll go to math, fraction, negative 2/3. So y equals negative 2/3. So this is going to be a little bit of a complicated problem because I've got a fraction, but I can still solve this out. So now that I know that y equals negative 2/3, I'm going to take that clue, I'm going to plug it into any one of these equations. It doesn't matter which equation. I'm going to plug it into one of these equations, in for not the x, but in for the y, because y equals negative 2/3. And once I plug it in for the y, I'm going to solve for the x. So personal preference, I like dealing with positives, so I'm going to use this bottom equation. You could use it, you could plug this clue into either the top or the bottom equation, and you'll get the same x value. But because I want to deal with positive numbers, I'm going to plug my clue into my bottom equation. So here's my bottom equation. 30x plus 9y equals 4. So the one thing I know now is that y equals negative 2/3, so I'm going to plug that in. 30x plus 9 in parentheses negative 2/3 equals 4. All right, let's hope this works out clean. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. 9 times negative 2/3, plug that in. 9 times negative 2/3. So I need to simplify this part, and when I do 9 times negative 2/3, I get negative 6. So 30x minus 6 equals 4. And then I'm still solving for x. My goal is to get the x all by itself. So I need to move the minus 6 over. Plus 6. Plus 6. When I do that, I get 30x equals, the minus 6 and the plus 6 cancel out, positive 10. Divide both sides by 30, because I want the x all by itself. Divide by 30. Divide by 30. X equals 10 divided by 30. Reduce that. 10 divided by 30. I get a decimal, change it to a fraction. Math, fraction, 1/3. So x equals 1/3. And that is answer choice B.